Thank you, Alexis. We are live. Hi, everybody. So just before we get settled in, just to make sure everyone has the props that you'll need for tonight, guys, and we can, you can use things from home. If you don't have a bolster, grab a couple of cushions from your bed or from your sofa. If you don't have a block at home, maybe grab 1 or 2 books just so you can use those if you need them later. You may not. I would suggest, especially as it's getting colder, to grab yourself a blanket or a big jumper just for our meditation at the end. So grab those things while you're ready, guys. And if anyone has any injuries, pop those in the chat. And if you'd like to use my playlist tonight for the class, I'll just copy it again in the channel. It's just available on Spotify and it's called MoreMind Yoga. I think that is all the housekeeping for this evening. So let's get started. So this class is half movement, half meditation. And the reason that we combine the movement with the meditation is because essentially, yoga and movement helps to prepare the mind for stillness and to help prepare the mind for taking a quieter, more reflective, more meditative seat. So we're going to prepare to relax in our Yoga Nidra, but we're also going to bring some awareness to self-care this evening as well. So to begin, guys, get yourselves into a child's pose. You can come in supported if you like with pillows, blankets, bolsters if you have one at home, maybe underneath the chest to support you, or you can just bring the chest down towards the ground, towards your mat, and just relax the head. And just take a moment in your child's pose to pause and to connect to your breath. So taking a few deep breaths, breathing into the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Breathing into the nose and breathing out through the mouth. So just landing. Just arriving from whatever has taken place throughout your day, whether it's been busy or stressful, whether it's been calm and quiet, whatever has happened. Give yourself a moment to ground, to arrive. Just connecting to your breathing, into the nose, and out through the nose now. Breathing into the nose and out through the nose. Take a last few breaths, inhaling, exhaling. And with the eyes closed now, just take a moment to set an intention for our evening practice tonight. So starting to dial down from the day and really turn your awareness to your inner world, your inner being. And taking one more deep breath in. One more deep breath out. Slowly just sliding the hands in towards you, rolling up the spine. Inhaling as you roll the chest up, open the heart, look up. And as you exhale, curl the spine up. Inhale, roll through into your cow, open the body. Exhale, curl the spine up, bring the chin towards the chest now. One more inhale, open. And exhale, curl the spine up. Sit back towards your heels now, and you can either sit back towards the heels, you can bring the heels alongside you and sit down onto the ground, or you can grab a block or a book and bring it underneath your sitting bones, whatever feels right for you. And we're going to bring the hands behind so the fingers are turned in towards your feet, and just gently roll the shoulders back, lifting up from the heart. If you're comfortable, you can hover the hips up. If not, stay sitting down. Roll the shoulder blades towards each other, lift the heart, and we'll take 3 breaths here, guys. Little bend into the elbows. Breathe in, out through the nose. Breathe in, lovely, out through the nose. Really nice, one more breath. One more exhale. Bring the chin towards the chest. Unravel, unwind, come off any bricks if you are using them, guys. And bring the hands back underneath the shoulders, come to a tabletop. We're going to move through quite a grounding, gentle flow this evening. So this is suitable for all levels of practice. But as we move into really the middle of autumn, it's good to reacquaint yourselves with these grounding poses to help us arrive. So bring the left hand one palm in front of where it was, so one hand out in front of under the shoulder. Turn the right palm up and slide that right arm underneath. So we're rolling onto the right shoulder, extending the left arm out in front of you. And you can either stay here, or you can take the left arm behind you to get into the left shoulder. We're going to take 5 breaths here in rolling panda. So we're just focusing on that right shoulder this evening, bringing the weight onto it, breathing in, breathing out. Close the eyes down, breathe in, breathe out. 3 more breaths, guys, just focusing on your breathing, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Last breath. Last exhale. Bring the left hand back under the left shoulder. Press the ground away and sweep that right arm up towards the sky. Inhale. And exhale, place the right hand down. I'm going to swap the hands straight over. So bring that right hand, one palm out in front of where it was. And turn the left hand up. Slide your left arm underneath your right and roll onto the left shoulder. Either bringing the right arm out in front of you or taking the right arm behind you. Closing the eyes and taking 5 breaths, keeping the tops of the feet pressing down into the ground. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Last few breaths. And in your own time, taking your last breath, unraveling that right hand, bringing it under the shoulder and using an inhale to sweep the left arm up as we open, and exhale, bring the left hand down. So from your tabletop, guys, tuck the toes, sit back towards the heels. Take a breath in, press the ground away. Take a breath out. And when you're ready, slowly unravel. We're going to come up to downward facing dog, relaxing the head. And just spending a few breaths pedaling out the feet. Or moving from hip to hip. You might like to shake the head a few times. Or nod the head a few times. Breathing in. And breathing out through the nose. Breathing in. Breathing out through the nose. And take a last deep breath. A last deep exhale. And slowly begin to walk the feet forwards. Bring the feet to the backs of the wrists and slowly start to unwind and uncurl to come up to standing in our mountain pose in Tadasana. Bring the feet together, guys, and take a moment to just ground into the soles of the feet. I'm going to take 3 deep breaths, bring the hands onto the rib cage, and feel the ribs expand as you breathe in, and feel them retract as you exhale. Feel the ribs expand as you breathe in, and retract as you exhale. Breathing into the nose. And breathing out through the nose. Lovely, guys. Blink the eyes open. Spread down through the fingertips, lift up through the crown of the head. Good, just checking, no injuries, perfect. So we're going to move through a few rounds of sun salutations, guys, before we come down into some nice earthy grounding postures. We've got a lot to squeeze in tonight, so we're going to move a little bit quicker than we usually do in our flow to get down to those juicier opening poses. So bring the hands to the heart center, spread down into the soles of your feet. Find your balance, find your focus, and connect to the breathing. Let any worries, any distractions from the day just melt away. And give yourself permission to be present. On your next inhale, reach the arms up, gaze over the thumbs. As you exhale, float the hands down to the mat or the shins. Inhale, look forward, flatten your back. Exhale, both hands down. You can step or jump back if you would like, guys. You can lower through a plank or you can come down onto the knees. Inhale to come onto the belly and either stay low if you prefer or press into upward dog if you like. Come onto the knees, tuck the toes and ripple back up to your downward facing dog, relaxing the head and taking 3 breaths here, guys. Remember, you can pedal out the feet if you need to. You can move at any point in this pose if you need to help open into the backs of the legs after whatever's happened throughout your day. Last breath. And last exhale. Inhale, lift the head, look forwards. Exhale, step or jump the feet together if you like. Inhale, lengthen, grow tall, reach up. Exhale, fold, hands to the shins or the mat. Inhale, look forward, flat back. Exhale, hands down, step or jump the feet back and lower, knees, chest, chin or through plank if you prefer. Inhale, ripple forwards, come onto the belly, stay low or press up. And exhale, tuck the toes, ripple back to downward facing dog. We've got one more of those, guys, and we're just focusing on getting any tension out of the body at this point. Maybe you want to shake the head a few times, no. Or maybe nod the head a few times, yes. So last one now, inhale, lift the head, look forwards. Exhale, step or jump the feet together, fold. Inhale, rise, lengthen the body, gaze over the thumbs. And exhale, float back down, hands to the mat or the shins. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, palms down, step or jump the feet back and lower, knees, chest, chin or through plank. Inhale, lift, open, roll the shoulders together, either low or pressing up. And when you're ready, let's meet back in downward facing dog. Relax the head, make sure the feet are open to hip width and press into the palms. On your next inhale, guys, bring the weight into the right foot and float your left leg up. We're going to take that left foot forward and step the left foot to the outside edge of your left hand. Now you can either keep that back leg lifted or you can come down onto the right knee and untuck the toes. Either staying on the hands, looking forwards, or coming down onto the forearms to get a little bit deeper into that left hip. Remember, there are no right or wrongs with how deeply you come into the pose. It's feeling into whichever expression of this posture feels right for you. You might like to lift that back leg and just very gently rock back and forth. Breathing in and breathing out. One more breath, my loves. One more exhale through the nose. Good. If that back leg is down, tuck the toes, lift up. We're going to step the left foot back and meet back in downward facing dog. Again, just taking a few breaths to maybe pedal out the feet if you need to. Maybe shake out the head if you need to. Just focusing on getting any tension or stress out of the body. When you're ready, step into the left foot, take the right leg up. Inhale, take the right foot to the outside edge of your right hand and either come down onto that left knee, untucking the toes, or keep the left leg lifted if you like. You can stay on the hands or you can come down onto the forearms, whatever feels best. Maybe bringing a little bit of movement into that back foot. Just taking a few more breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Okay, last breath. Last exhale. Bring the back leg up so you can step the right foot back and come into a downward facing dog, guys. Lift the tailbone, press the hands away. Take a few more breaths, inhaling, exhaling. Begin to walk the feet forwards. We're going to take the feet to the backs of the wrists again, but this time turn the feet out slightly. So slightly pointing to the sides of the mat. We're going to come down into like a yogi squat at the Balasana. Bringing the elbows to the inside of the knees and bringing the hands together. Now if you like, guys, one modification is to bring a book or a block underneath your sitting bones to help give you a little bit of support here. So either using books or blocks or not, all rhymes, whatever feels best. Bring the elbows to the inside of the knees, bring the palms together, and just think about creating a nice long spine. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Taking a last few breaths. Lovely. When you're ready, open the eyes and bring the left hand down towards the ground. Take the right arm up so we're opening from wrist to wrist. Breathing in and breathing out. Bring the hands back together in prayer. And then slide the right arm down. Extend the left arm open. Reach, reach, reach from wrist to wrist. Gaze over the left fingertips. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Slowly bring the hands together. Coming off a brick or not, slowly start to unwind, unravel, uncurl, all the way up the spine. And roll the shoulders open. Step the feet together at the top of the mat, guys. Spread down through the fingertips. Lift up through the crown of the head and close the eyes. And just notice if there's a difference to how you feel now energetically, to how you felt when we first began to practice. Maybe some energy has shifted, maybe you've awakened a little bit. Taking one more deep breath in and one more deep breath out. Blinking the eyes open. Bringing the hands to prayer. Inhaling, last time, reach the arms up. We're going to pause there, interlace the fingers, release the first finger and the thumb, and take a stretch over to the left hand side, making like a crescent moon shape with the body. Deep breath in, down to the belly, and exhale back to center. Take a breath in. Exhale, reach over to the right hand side. Find that extension down the side of the body. And back to center. Lovely, guys. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. And slowly bring the hands down past the heart to the shins or the mat. Inhale to press away, lifting halfway flat back. Bring the hands down either side of the feet. Step the feet back and come onto the knees. Sit yourself back and either come into a child's pose with the knees together in an extended version, or you can open the knees and extend the arms out in front of you to come into a heart-melting pose or a puppy pose. Close the eyes. And just start to recenter the breath, to refocus the energy, and to come back to your intention. Whew. Hopefully you feel as though a little bit of energy has shifted after that very fast moving grounding practice. We're going to begin to dial it down now as we prepare for meditation and move into some slightly longer held postures. So taking a last few breaths in your child's pose or your puppy pose. And when you're ready, slowly start to just slide the hands in towards you. Roll the shoulders a few times, taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Lovely, guys. Take your cushions or your bolster and just bring them behind you. And this is where you might like a brick or a block. So we're going to come back into that hero pose that we did at the start of the class. So you can either pop your brick or book underneath you and keep your bolster stretched outside behind. So if you have any lower back problems, guys, I would suggest maybe bringing your blanket or another book behind the head of your bolster, just to give it a little bit more height. So if you have any lower back problems, this would be a modification I would use. If not, let's come into it together. So either sitting down on a brick or a book or down on the ground. Take an inhale to lengthen. And as you exhale, slowly start to lower yourself back towards your cushions or your bolster. Wrap your shoulders around the bolster and bring the arms out to the side. Make any little adjustments you need to make, guys. If this is feeling too much for anyone, you can always unravel the legs and bring the soles of the feet together into a butterfly instead. Make sure the back is feeling okay. And then close the eyes. Remembering if the back is feeling a little bit too much discomfort, it shouldn't feel painful ever in these poses. Make sure that you're propping something up on the head of the bolster to give you a little bit more height. And then when you're ready, guys, I'd like you to bring your hands back onto the rib cage. And we're going to take a few deep breaths. So cupping the palms around the ribs. And beginning to breathe deeply. Feeling the ribs expand as you inhale. And retract as you exhale. Expanding as you breathe in. And softening as you breathe out. And taking a few more breaths, you can keep the hands on the ribs or you can let the arms just drift down next to you. Just starting to let everything relax now. As the breath begins to slow. As as you begin to find stillness in the posture. And staying exactly where you are. Taking 5 final breaths. Breathing in, out through the nose. Breathing in, out through the nose. Lovely, guys. 3 last breaths. And in your own time, taking your last breath, your last exhale. If you have your legs in butterfly, guys, just draw the knees together. If you're coming from hero, bring the hands down next to you and slowly lift all the way back up. Come into child's pose just for a few breaths to just help release any last bits of tension around your spine. Take a deep breath in, connecting to the earth. And a deep breath out. Slowly start to walk the hands back in towards you. We're going to move the bricks away. Move everything off your mats and come to lay flat on your backs now. And when your back hits the ground, guys, draw the knees in, wrap the arms around the legs, and take a little rock from side to side. Breathing into the nose, and out through the mouth. Breathing into the nose, and out through the mouth. Come back to center. And let the arms just make their way out to the side. We'll finish with a twist to each side together this evening. So lifting the legs, you can either keep the legs at 90 degrees, or you can take your left leg and wrap it around your right, if you'd like to bind the legs tonight, guys. Take an inhale to draw the knees in towards you. And as you exhale, let the legs drop to the right hand side. Turn to look over your left shoulder. If it's too much having the legs bound, you can unwind the legs and just stack the knees on top of each other. Relaxing the shoulders. Closing the eyes. And bringing awareness back to the breathing. Starting to just invite a little bit more self-care into your practice this evening. As we start to slow things down. Slowing the breath. Clearing the mind. And relaxing the body. Turn the head back to center. Turn the palms down and roll back onto your spine. Either keep the knees stacked, guys, or wrap right around left this time. Inhale, knees into the chest. And exhale, legs to the left hand side. So letting the knees come down towards the ground, either bound, or at 90 degrees. And we're turning to look over the right shoulder tonight, guys, in our twist. So keep the shoulder relaxed, keep the heart lifted, and close the eyes as we take our last few deep breaths into this side. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Lovely, guys. Last breath in. Last breath out. slowly just roll the legs back to center. Bring your hands to underneath the knees, and we're going to just rock ourselves back up. So take a last deep breath in. A last deep breath out. Draw the knees in towards the chest and rock yourself back up onto your sitting bones. Grab your blankets and pillows or bolster underneath the knees. And we're going to come to lay flat now on our backs, but keeping the legs supported. We're going to stay laying flat for our meditation now. We'll be laying down for about nearly half an hour now for the second part of our practice tonight, guys. So make sure that you're warm enough. Grab blankets or jumpers and come to lay flat. But for the moment, for this last pose, I'd like you to keep the legs elevated. So just lifting the knees up with pillows or bolster and bringing the hands to rest at the lower belly. So you can cover yourselves with blankets or jumpers if you'd like. And just elevating your legs. And then closing the eyes. The movement section of this class always goes so quickly. But hopefully you're feeling just a little bit more grounded now. Movement can really help to reduce stress. And I think a lot of us are feeling a lot of stress at the moment, even if it's kind of underlying. So it's good to move and shift some of that stagnant energy. So coming to lay flat with the hands just resting on the lower belly, making sure you're warm enough. Getting yourself settled in for our meditation. You might like to turn lights off. You might like to turn music down. And as you settle into this pose, I'd like to share with you a definition of what self-care means. We talk a lot about self-care at MoreYoga. I talk a lot about self-care in my classes, and this is a self-care Yoga Nidra class. So what exactly is self-care? What does it mean? So if you take the Oxford Dictionary definition of self-care, it is the practice of taking an active role in protecting one's own well-being and happiness, in particular during periods of stress. Taking an active role in protecting one's own well-being and happiness. Wow. So a really important part of our well-being is how we take care of ourselves, how we look after and nurture our own well-being, our happiness. So as we begin to dial down and just relax into this final pose of our movement, our asana practice tonight, I'd like you to just consider what self-care means for you. How would you define it if you had to write a personal definition of what self-care is for you and how you practice it? What do you do to protect your well-being and your happiness? And remembering there's no right or wrongs. Self-care can mean anything to any of us. It's a personal definition. So taking 5 final breaths into this last pose. Breathing into where the hands are resting now at the lower abdomen, the lower belly, and beginning to really expand each of those breaths. As you inhale, feeling your belly rise. And as you exhale, feeling your belly fall. Good. Last few breaths. Inhaling, belly rises, expands. Exhaling, belly falls, relaxes. And taking your last deep breath in. Your last deep breath out. You are so welcome to stay exactly where you are. If you're comfortable in this pose with the legs slightly elevated, please do remain where you are, or you can roll bolster or pillows away with your feet, maybe elevating the ankles or coming to lay completely flat in Shavasana. But do keep in mind, we'll be here for about 25 minutes. So making sure you're comfortable, making sure you're warm enough. And we'll begin our Yoga Nidra meditation. If you are new to Yoga Nidra, you are in for a treat. Yoga Nidra is a guided relaxation practice where we aim to come to a place of consciousness somewhere between wake and asleep. So a deep space of relaxation. And this practice will be purely and completely guided. All I ask is that you pay full attention to my voice. And if you notice your awareness wandering, try connecting firstly to your breath, anchoring back to the breath first, and then bringing the awareness just back to the sound of my voice. You don't need to be completely tuned in all the time. Your awareness will drift, but when you notice that drifting, guide the focus back to the sound of my voice. So when you're ready, closing the eyes if they're open, and making any last little movements you need to make to come to stillness. And I invite you to bring your awareness inwards now. So switching your awareness from the outer world to your inner world. And just taking a few deep breaths before connecting to a gentle, effortless rhythm with your breathing in and out of the nose. And imagining that you are switching on an inner light. Perhaps lighting a candle, imagining a flickering, gently flickering flame in the center of the eyebrows at the third eye. So beginning to activate your inner gaze and slowly scan from the crown of your head past the brow, relaxing the forehead, over the temples, the nose, the cheeks, and the jaw. Beginning to relax the expression on your face. Maybe allowing the expression to just rest in a gentle, effortless smile. Continuing to breathe in and out the ground. Taking any effort away. And continuing to follow this bright, shining inner light as it guides you just slowly and leads your awareness down to the center of the chest. As we slowly begin to firstly relax the front of the torso, traveling from the center of the chest and moving down past the navel and coming back to the lower abdomen. Allowing the lower belly to soften and relax, becoming softer with every breath, and allowing every exhale to transport you into a deeper space of relaxation. Feeling the ribs expand with every breath in, and feeling the belly soften with every exhale that you let go. And following this bright inner light, and allow it to guide your awareness as it dances across the top of the neck, across the shoulder blade, and slowly leads you slowly down the spine. As you begin to allow each vertebrae to soften more deeply than the next into the ground. Allow the upper back to soften. Allow middle back to soften. Allow lower back to soften. Allow the back to relax completely. And allow the back body to become effortless. Letting go of any stress, any tension, any tightness, any trauma from the day that's passed. Any tension, any tightness, or any trauma you may be carrying on the back or across the shoulders this evening. It's knowing it's safe to put it down now. Continuing to breathe in and out of the nose. And following that inner light and allowing it to guide you to the top of your left shoulder. Slowly starting to relax every muscle, every bone and every cell from the left shoulder to the left elbow. And beginning to relax every muscle, every bone and every cell from the left elbow to the left wrist. Upper arm softens, lower arm softens. following that inner light, that bright flickering flame, as it gently guides your focus from the left wrist to the tips of the fingers as the left palm relaxes. Left hand relaxes. And allow that limb to relax completely. Continue to breathe in and out of the nose. As you follow that inner light to the top of your right shoulder. As it slowly guides your awareness from the right shoulder to right elbow, upper arm softens, right elbow to right wrist, lower arm softens. And allowing that inner light to gently guide your focus as it dances from right wrist across the palms to the tips of your fingers. Relaxing the right palm, the right hand, the fingertips. Letting go of every muscle, every bone, and every cell until that limb relaxes completely. Continuing to breathe at a comfortable, gentle, effortless pace. Allowing both arms to feel weightless now. Letting go of any effort, any resistance, any tension, any tightness, anything you might be holding on to. Invite it to relax now. And bringing your awareness, gathering it like a spotlight, and bringing it to rest on the top of the left hip. As we slowly continue our journey and begin to relax the top of your left leg, upper leg softens. Slowly scanning down from your left knee to your left ankle as lower leg softens. From left ankle to the tips of the left toes. Allow your left foot to relax completely. And slowly following that inner light, as it invites you to travel across the back of the left leg until the left leg, that limb, is completely relaxed. I invite you to let go of any tension, any tightness, any resistance you might be holding on to. Allow it to dissolve with each exhale and melt down into the earth beneath you. Continuing to breathe at a comfortable, gentle, effortless pace. Bringing your awareness to rest at the top of the right hip. Imagining that gently glowing flame flickering softly, slowly guiding your focus from the right hip to the right knee as the upper leg softens, right knee to right ankle, lower leg softens, relaxing every muscle, every bone and every cell. In the right foot, the right leg, letting that limb relax completely. Letting go of any effort, any resistance, and any tension. Bringing your focus to the soles of your feet. And I invite you to slowly begin to travel back up your physical being from the soles of the feet to the crown of the head. Noticing if there are any last corners, spaces in the body that you might still be holding on to. Any last corners of tension or tightness that you can release now, that you can let go of. And taking a few deep breaths into the nose, filling the lungs. As you exhale, allow the whole body to soften even more. Inhale, filling the lower belly. As you exhale, letting go of any tension anywhere. Inhaling and exhaling to relax completely. And bringing your focus, connecting back to that inner light. And bringing that gently glowing flame to rest the center of the chest with your heart chakra, or anahata. Just allowing yourself to connect to this space. Allowing yourself to breathe into this space. Welcoming in any images, thoughts, words that appear in this space. And for the final few moments of our practice, simply allowing yourself to rest. if you notice your mind wandering too far and guiding your focus away, connect back to your heart space. Take a few breaths and allow yourself to soften. Slowly bringing your awareness just back into the body and taking a few deep breaths. Keeping the eyes closed and just beginning to move your fingers and your toes. And we'll start to just slowly wake everything back up from our Yoga Nidra, our yogic sleep. And you might like to roll onto one side and just come into a fetal position or a comfortable position if you're laying flat. And take a few deep breaths. And wherever you are, whatever physical position you're in now, I'd like us to close with intention together. So coming back to this idea of defining self-care. Another definition I came across today when I was planning this class was the practice of taking action to preserve or improve one's own health. Self-care is the practice of taking action to preserve or improve one's own health. And what I took away from both of those definitions was the word action. Making the choice to act, using our energy to protect, to preserve, to look after our own, one's own well-being and happiness and health. So as we close down our self-care practice this evening, guys, I'd like you to make an intention to yourself around self-care this evening. Maybe it's an intention for the rest of the week, for the rest of the month, coming to the end of it, for the rest of the year. But just thinking about what you can do, what action you can take to protect, to improve or preserve your health, your well-being, or your happiness. Maybe making a little dedication to yourself. And when you're ready, make your way back to a comfortable cross-legged seat. Bringing the hands to prayer, bowing the head. My soul honours your soul. I honour the place in you where the whole universe resides. I honour the light, truth, beauty, peace and love within you, because it is also within me. And in sharing these things, we are united. We are the same. We are one. Namaste. Guys, thank you so much for joining me this evening for our self-care Yoga Nidra practice. It's always such a pleasure to teach and connect, even if we can't be in the same studio space, to be able to connect with you in your homes or wherever you're coming from tonight, into my home, where I'm coming from tonight. I hope everyone enjoyed the practice, and if you'd like to ask any questions or just say hi or bye, please do message in the chat. It's always lovely to know who I'm sharing this virtual class with. And if you would like to connect off YouTube, you can find me on Instagram. It's Liz Joy Oakley, and I'd love to connect with you there. Otherwise, my loves, have a wonderful evening, sleep well, drink lots of water, and here's to a great week of self-care. Remember, self-care is not selfish. It is imperative for our health and our well-being. So do look after yourselves, guys. I'll hang out for the next few minutes. Thank you, Alexis, for streaming us all tonight. Shout out to the amazing Alexis. Thank you, Karen. Lovely to hear you're feeling more relaxed after a stressful day. I'm sorry your day has been stressful. Mondays always tend to be, don't they? Thank you, William. Great to see you. Lovely to see you on our Monday evening class. Olivia, thank you. Needed that and look forward to next time. Thank you so much, Olivia. That's lovely to know, and I'm glad that you enjoyed the class. Laura, thank you. Oh, lovely to see you as well, my lovely. Lovely to see everyone. Some familiar faces and some who I have not met before, so that's wonderful. I can see a few names popping up. And Alexis, thank you for being a sleep master once again. Sleep yoga, it's what we all need. It should help improve your sleep tonight though, hopefully after a nice meditation. And this can be really good to do in bed as well. So if you're ever laying in bed feeling really restless or unable to sleep, do a body scan. Just slowly work your way from crown of the head to soles of the feet. I normally find that I don't make it past my hips if I do it slowly. So it can be a good practice. Cool, my lovelies. Well, I won't keep you any longer. I will say good night to everyone out there in cyberspace. Sending lots